Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Autism Mastermind podcast. I am Malinda, and I am here with my friend and co-host, Vanessa.
Hey, Masterminds.
Hello,
Ready for
Vanessa.
summer? You guys ready for summer? Let's do it.
Vanessa's enthusiastic today about
Woo!
summer.
I mean, I've been on summer all year with Mr. Cormack, so he's been on a perpetual life break.
A life break. That's a good
Yeah.
term. We should
Yeah.
use that. So, I mean, even though it is gloomy where we're at,
Yeah, the June gloom.
June gloom, and it was raining this morning, so fun.
Yeah, misty.
Misty. So Vanessa and we haven't done a little update on us in a while. And sometimes when we do the updates, we find that people reach out to us and say, "Hey, I'm going through that same situation. Thank you for sharing your experience." So I think that doing I don't know, fun-ish life updates, it's
Hey, it's
good
just
sometimes.
yeah, it's just good. It's good because I feel like too, a lot of people they just feel like they're all alone in it when there's so
Mhm.
many other families going through the same thing. So
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
here. We are here.
All right, you start. What's going on with Mr. C?
So, he continues to heal. We've gone another month as of the 27th without a seizure. So that is
Mhm.
amazing. So now we're 8 months out of seizures. And like I said, he is on no seizure medications. This is all like herbals, medical cannabis, and homeopathy. So, that works for us. And diet. Diet is huge. He
Yeah.
needs to have a really high fat enough protein diet, really monitor like his glycemic spikes. So for him, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm super pleased. He's still in the house isolating, but we continue to build a team. Funny story, a local autism mom recommended a speech therapist that can come to our home because that's how we're having to target his therapies. And turns out it was one of his favorite therapists ever from when he was going to school, who started her own company. So now she is coming over, and it's just been really beautiful to see him start to trust people again, to be happy, continue to dig out of that hole he was in after his, combo of trauma, teenager, COVID,
Yeah.
all of it. So, but please send whatever you can send, like vibes, prayers, whatever, that he cuts his freaking hair already, because he's looking very rasta and I've had about enough of it. So
Hey,
we're
he's
working on
going
it.
for the summer surfer dude.
Yeah, I think he's beyond that. It's more like a caveman look. So, and I feel for him because that was part of what happened to him, where people were at his hair. So he's almost there. We have a very loose written schedule in the
Mhm.
house. And part of what's on that every day is try to cut my hair. And he takes the scissors and he puts them up to his,
Yeah.
what dreads at this point, and
Yeah.
he almost cuts it. He's so close. And I just acknowledge that. But he's been doing his other hygiene stuff really well. He does the teeth brushing, the deodorant. Now he puts on a magnesium lotion on his own. Just like super proud of him and how
Yeah.
far he's come. So I just hope he continues to make progress. We continue to build support. So we've got a good OT, speech. We use a company called Positive Development for behavior supports. I wouldn't even call it behavior supports. It's more like life supports. And
Yeah.
then we've got a new person for coordinated family services, and she so far has been fantastic. So happy to give referrals to anyone who's local to us for any of these the people here on our team. And also super grateful for our team with Fred Finch, RAP Support. They have been instrumental in getting our whole family on the same page and helping to get us out of the crisis response. And we are also lucky to have a regional center worker who has not changed. I know a lot of people, that's our count, that here in San Diego, that's our county supports. So a lot
Mhm.
of people have had where they've got new workers or their worker leaves and they're being ghosted, like Melinda.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, trying to really continue to channel the positive. This would have been his last year of high school, so I'm really trying to be positive and congratulate all the families that you are seeing their kids finish their high school
Hmm.
program or graduating. But, that does hit a little thing inside of me where I'm
Yeah.
just like, but I feel like it's important to channel a positive from it, and know that he will get there in his own time. He's
Yeah.
just on his own path. Like that's historically my family. Like we do not do well finishing high school appropriately. So I mean, I did, but a lot of my
But
family
it's on the
didn't.
different
Yeah,
timeline.
they had
Just
their
fine.
own approach, and that's
There
okay.
you go.
So.
And everybody turns out fine.
Oh,
So
and one final thing, Doug finally took a vacation. And
mm,
Cormac's doing great. It's just, I'm handling it and we're doing okay. And even just 6 months ago, I couldn't have imagined that. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yay. Yay, you. That's a lot of victories in a short
yeah,
amount of time, too.
yeah, and just trying to stay positive,
Yeah.
because but I feel like, I talk about that bell curve. We're coming down the other side finally. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Yay, you. Yay, Cormac. That's awesome. Good, good. Well, for us, Paige is now aged out of school.
yeah, I know, whole new adventure.
Whole new adventure. So I tell you what, my anxiety is high, Paige's anxiety is high. The hardest part, I think, is we were at the same school for so long, like a decade, so you get to know a lot of people, you see, a lot of turnaround, you kind of, the whole vibe. She has had the same routine for so long that it's going to be odd to change that. And so we're still in the process. And I have to tell people that it is difficult, but it's doable. But that should be the title of this podcast. It's difficult, but it's
Difficult, but
doable.
doable. And what was the thing I said? Life something. I'll think of it.
Life coaching.
Or life. What did I say at the beginning? Something about life, but we'll go back and figure it out.
Oh yeah, I can rewind that. So anyway, we started over a year ago to try to find a program for Paige. But here's the difficult part. The difficult part is everything is at the last minute all the time.
Yeah.
And I am not a last minute person.
You are a planner for sure.
I
Yeah.
like to plan out like certain aspects of my life. I like to have a plan in place, but it's hard when you're dealing with a new program and you're having to do it yourself. And thankfully, I have help. I hired someone to help me. So she's weeding through all the resumes that it's even when you put a ad online for a caregiver, right? And you're offering a substantial amount of money in my mind, you still only get like 6 people.
Yeah, that's got to be so
Yeah,
hard, and
it's hard.
having to vet those 6 people and
Mm-hmm.
hope that they stick with you and that they
Yeah,
actually
and
show up. Yeah,
yeah,
because I know
and yeah, exactly. So, and I've been around the block a time or two, so I can look at someone's resume and say, okay, oh, you've had a job every 6 months.
seems
How does
like
that
a pattern.
how does that reflect your workability?
They're adventurous and they enjoy change.
Mhm. Uh-huh. And and then you know, love me someone who was a stay-at-home mom for a long period of time with uh with a child on the spectrum, getting back into the workforce, but you can't put age limits on your ads because you can't do that. You
Discriminate.
can't discriminate against, ageism. But for someone like Paige, she needs to have someone who's not older than her mom who can barely keep up with her.
Yeah, and think about it. She's in her 20s. She wants to do fun stuff. Like
Yeah.
you need to have someone who's
Yeah.
relatable. We're boring we're boring to our kids
Yeah.
at.
I'm kind of boring. Yeah. But I do have to say that that candidate would probably be the perfect candidate because I know that that person would be reliable.
Yeah, this is the tough
That's the hard
decision
part.
you have to weigh, right?
Mhm.
Almost like you have to make a pros and cons.
Yeah, I know. And that's the hardest part is, do I have someone like her go to her adult program for 2 days a week with her and encourage? She would probably be great at that.
True.
And then, have someone else that's a little bit younger to do like outings.
I like that approach. I think that could
Yeah.
work really well, and it gives
Hmm.
it gives Paige variety,
Yeah.
because think about it, if she would have gone out into like the workforce, you have to
Hmm.
work with people of all different
Yeah,
ages,
that's true.
abilities, cultures. So
Yeah,
that's a really
that's
good.
true. So we'll see. But the hardest part, I think, is it's very hard because it's not right now. It's not today. And it
Yeah.
takes a long time for all, to one, to find people, and two, to like get them hooked up with the different systems and all that kind of stuff. But I do think that we will find something. And the thing is, it's like, who cares? So so she stays at home and we figure out things for a while. It doesn't matter.
She'll
You
be
know.
fine. She's really adaptable. Like
Yeah.
I think about when like I first met you and where she
Yeah.
was at, and look how far she's come.
Mhm.
And our kids, I feel like they surprise us all the time. No pun intended with my name, but like she
Nerd.
they
Yeah.
really but they really do, right? Like
Yeah.
there's things where I'm just like, wow, you can do that and you can do it well. And we
Yeah.
just go in assuming that they sometimes
Hmm.
it's more
Yeah, it's
art.
like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I was saying like before, I didn't know that Paige could like just go ahead and pack her own lunch
I know that's funny. Right at the end of her school
right at
career.
the end.
Look,
It's
mom,
like
you can do it.
right at the end she decides that she wants to pack her own lunch, which is great. So anyway, so a little bit of life updates on us. Can hear my dog scratching at the door, which is fun.
Yeah, Roma always likes to be part of our podcast too. He's always laying right at my feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's cool, like this the lunch thing too, because it makes me think about Cormac. He recently we're figuring out ways to give him, because he should be able to be in control of some things, right? He's
Yeah.
in a so one of the Fred Finch rap support people had mentioned, why don't you let him be in control of his snacks, or
Yeah.
and so we've created now like an area where we give him snacks and he can put them where he wants and he can get them. And of course he doesn't really overeat. He's pretty good at that, and he's in pretty
Mhm.
good shape. He's healthy, that
Yeah.
way. So, but yeah, so he's loving it, man. He's like, yep, I am in control of my snacks. And that's probably how Paige feels about making her lunch. Like, look
Yeah.
at me, mom. I can do it.
I
So
can do it. Yeah, I know. It's just like, you know how it is. You zoom through the day, right? So you zoom through the day, you zoom through the weeks, you zoom through the years, and then you forget that they're watching you do all these things
mm,
every single day
yeah.
and they know how to do it. But it's like, in the morning, it's just like this, rah! It's
Yeah,
like
it's that rush to get out the
the
door.
rush to get out the door. And so you're like, oh, it's just easier for me to do it. And I mean, there's other things that were, I would say like, oh, okay, let's learn this. But certain things you're like, it's like tying shoes, right? It's like,
I have a good story about that with Hannah.
it's like tying the shoes. It's like she could do one part of it, but it's like we're always in a rush. And then now it's ingrained in her head only to do one part of tying the shoe. So, I mean, I know she could probably do it, but maybe it is a sign for me to slow down and not, make 30,000 things on a list that I need to get done or to teach Paige. And I don't know, but I don't know. And she's doing good because she's so stuck in her routine in the evenings that now we're trying to like, she'll get home and she'll have her snacks and then she'll sit around for a while and maybe we'll read or something. And then we're getting out of the house at least a half an hour.
Yeah, I love that you're doing that. And then, because
So,
you know what, that'll give her like, just more
mhm.
exposure, make her more
Yeah,
adaptable. It's good for physical fitness and everything, right? And
yeah,
I think sometimes too with the snacks, they're eating just because they're bored. It's not because they're really hungry.
yes. Same, same.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah, I mean, look at I just feel like we do have both you and I have lives that require a lot of our time goes to
yeah,
our kids, but we just get up and we rise and we keep trying. And then our kids keep on surprising us, right? And
Yeah.
amazing us. And we see the things that they can do. And I think like if we could offer any words of advice to our listeners, like write down like every day three good things that your kid did today or three positive things that you did today. And then you'll see
Mhm.
like you will start to focus more on
Yeah.
that, the
Even
challenge.
if it's like you ate a grape that was
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah, like it's just little things. Like
Yeah.
honestly, sometimes I'm like, Cormac put lotion on him on his body today. Like,
Yeah.
woohoo, that's a big deal for him.
Big win. Yeah, exactly. Paige let me clip one of her nails.
Yeah,
Victory.
or he sat yesterday and he filed a nail. Like Doug's been doing it with him for a while,
Yeah.
but he filed like his own nails for like 30 seconds straight. And I was like, look at you, dude, you're doing it. Like,
Ew, he's got a calling in life, man.
yeah, he's so proud of himself. So,
Awesome. So
yeah,
yes, hang in there, everybody. We have some episodes coming up for the summertime.
yeah.
And then we'll start a whole new thing. We have many cool things coming up.
Yeah,
Starting in,
revamp website too.
yeah, it's going to be fun. We have some newsletters and we've been doing a blog if you want to check that out at autismmastermind.co.
Yeah, and we
Once
had a
again,
blogger.
co, not com, because that com costs
The M
$2,500.
is expensive. The M is
The
expensive.
M is so
It's M
spendy.
is money. So,
M
so
is
yeah,
for money and money that I did not have.
yeah, and yeah. So we want to thank, like, if you ever want to come on as a guest blogger, we welcome Nancy Kirkman. Thank you, Nancy. Big shout out to you for sharing
Oh
your
yes.
homeopathy tips. And so we always are open to having guest bloggers because we all learn from other
Yeah.
parents for our journeys. So
Yeah. And we have soon you'll be able to search on our website the different topics that we've talked about over the years.
yep.
So you'll be able to search that and get to any of the podcasts that we've done in the past.
Yeah, and
And
we
keep
also, just a
on
little
that.
FYI, we changed the format too. So we used to go by season, season 5, episode,
Yeah.
whatever. Now it's just going to be an episode number just to
Yeah.
for
So it'll
easy
make it
access.
easy.
Yeah.
Streamline, Vanessa, because who knew that we were going to be on for 6 years?
I mean, we are pretty good at talking, so.
That's true. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.